telling my wife before I leave, I'm like, hey, this is a boring deployment. Everything's gonna be fine, don't worry about it. It's a chill deployment. We were going to a place called Kandahar, Afghanistan. And I was the only team with the amount of operations under my belt. So these reconnaissance guys were like, hey, you wanna come do this mission with this? And they presented me with this problem of if a car was coming down an alleyway straight towards me and like 1,000 yards away, could I shoot the driver? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. But just, no, I knew I could have not done it. I just said yes to go on the mission. And I got on the operation, and we hopped on a Chinook helicopter. The Chinook's you have the 2 blades on top, and just 6 of us. So it's 4 reconnaissance guys and me and Pemberton. And we're the only guys on the back of this helicopter, and we took like a 35-minute, I forget how long the ride was, flight. Dropped off in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It was just a desert field. Did some walking, and we had enough, like all the rucksacks on everything to last for a week, and then some. It was one of the most coolest things I've ever done. We left that night on foot and started like making our way to the city, or this little village area, and picked some lock on the front of a door, broke into their home, silently like secured the home. Nobody was in it. Me and Pemberton set up a urban sniper hide in the kitchen. Ours was really basic, just punching some holes in the wall and allowing us to see where we want to potentially engage targets, and it allows us to stay inside of a building, not be exposed, and shoot through a little hole that we punched out the side of a wall. Didn't like that position after like a few hours, so it like rose over the horizon. I remember like the city waking up, that little town and village, and you can hear people talking and stuff like that, and I saw the Marine convoy like rolling through this portion of the city I was overlooking. And no shit, a guy pops out with an RPG from around the corner, and he's lined up on this Humvee. And I had been looking at this building. Me and Pemberton were doing a bunch of like, hey, to this building, from us to this building's this far, us to this building's this far. And we had our little sectors of fire, and everything was designated. Someone we came up between me and this Luigi-looking rock, something like that. I'm like, that's 200 yards. From here to the Smurf house, we just made up names, and that's like 800 yards. And it goes along like that. So if he yells out Smurf house, got a target, I know where to look. Or if he's like Luigi rock, I know it's on this side. And it was the furthest shot I was gonna take, or have taken, since that deployment started. And pulled the trigger, and luckily, everything planning prior to it, knowing the distance, panned out, and I watched him get hit smack in his chest, or in his torso area, and him go down and save the Marine convoy, and shot that guy, and they brought me back his flip-flop. I blown out his flip-flops when I shot him, or his flip-flop popped off. And I heard the whole mission sucked. By then I only slept like a total of, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2, max. Little cat naps here and there. I didn't sleep at all during the first day and a half I didn't sleep. It was the weirdest, like Aladdin scene style of infilling into this area. It looked like Aladdin, Beautiful skyline, twinkling stars, sand dunes and all that. We just sucked walking up. And by then, the sun is rising, maybe 5-something in the morning. And we have to be, and like we hate doing missions in the daylight because it's, daylight can be seen, it sucks. But I knew for some odd reason this had a weird vibe about this. Like, man, it's just getting, we're gonna be pushing time. Big, like noonish by the time this whole thing is done, which is terrible. People are starting to come out and interact. And I see this moped with 2 guys on it, and they're coming into, or up the road into the area where the objective is at, and I take my red dot laser and I put it on the guy's chest, and he stops his bike and he looks down, looks up. He can't see us, we're pretty concealed in the tall grass and stuff, and he's looking, but I just have this like, never forget the look in his eyes of like disdain. You know, he had this angry, empty look like, okay. He backed up to Yui, went back to wherever he came from. Then I see a huddle of guys in front of me, and they're like in a no joke, like a football huddle, landing something. And I asked the reconnaissance team leader, I'm like, dude, can I just smoke these guys? Me and Pemberton, we just want to just smoke them, because I had a weird feeling looking over their shoulder, trying to figure out where we are, and they're talking all like weird, like a football huddle. I knew they were planning something, and he's like, do you see any guns? And I'm like, negative. That's when the sniper, or the reconnaissance team lead was like, he just said, I got a bad feeling about this. He said, maybe we should get down. We're getting the prone position. It's like the grass all around us was being mowed down. You just heard a lot of snaps and the grass was being mowed. Damn near like a 360 ambush throughout the field. He's like, roger that. We start getting shot at. We jump up, go back to this hole, we all dive in. As many as we can. There's only 2 people left outside. Pemberton had to roll back out because it was just way too cluttered inside the hole. I'm on top of the reconnaissance team lead. He's on top of me. Pemberton jumped on top and like cannot move as flat as you could possibly get. Pemberton's next to me, and I'm watching bullets ping up next to his arm and face and everywhere. And you can hear the snaps of bullets, and it's like all that went silent, and then you just heard this single crack. It was I'm like, dude, this guy's at a semi-automatic, very accurate. Every movement that you would make, he would aim at that movement, and then what the bullet would get within inches of you. At one point, that the medic reconnaissance guy, he's freaking out because he thinks me and the reconnaissance team leader were hit. We go up to try to see if we can see where the sniper's at, and we're almost helmet to helmet, and the bullet goes in between our helmets. And he pushes off of me, I push off of him. I think his head is gone. He thinks my face is gone. And the medic thinks one of us is for sure hit. We're like, no, I'm good. The tallest building in that area, shots were coming from, and there was a section of the wall that was cut out, or blown out of the side of the wall, the side of his building. I'm like, oh, dude, if I were a sniper, that's where I'd be. And I tell the reconnaissance team lead, I'm like, dude, let's hop on comms. We're gonna get bombs dropped, level this place, kill as many people as we can who are out here. This whole place was bad. So I'm calling in for bombs. We get denied, and I'm like, dude, there's no way we're gonna survive. The best that they could do was send in a show of force. So we had a B-2 bomber, which I thought was a UFO when I first saw it. I'm like, there's a UFO? Hell yeah. I'd been away for almost 5 days. I'm like, I look over my shoulder, I'm like, dude, that's a UFO. And then it's just this flat, black line coming into this, my field of view. I'm like, yeah, that's a UFO. Like, dude, I'm like, you have a grenade? He's like, yeah. And we're gonna hug this thing. When they get in close, we're just gonna hug it, all of us, pull the pin on it, and we're just gonna blow ourselves up, because there's no way I'm, getting decapitated on it. Shit, no shit. I look over my shoulder and I see like the Roadrunner coming in, and it's Benjamin Kopp, Eric Ennis, and his machine gun team. Their machine gun teams. They're running so fast, they're like kicking up dirt. And they fought their way under fire for like a mile on foot to get to us. We popped smoke instead of the grenade, and the smoke light blew the wrong direction, so it didn't even conceal us. So we all start bounding out by twos, and as we're bounding out, the sniper's just picking away at us, just trying to shoot at us from behind. When you talk about Vietnam, that's what it reminded me of like you see a slab of ground pick up and a guy pop out of it and start shooting. You see flashes, yeah, kind of like that. And I heard Benjamin Kopp scream, like just a weird scream. And shortly after he screams like, I'm hit. I'm cussing and all that stuff. Then I look over at him, and I just see a water hose, like someone turned on a water hose, and was just, it was sprayed and cut it off. Like that. Pretty brownish, muddy water, but now it's a dark brown. And it tasted like a mouthful of, like if I took a mouthful full of pennies and put it in my mouth, and I see the safe house, and up on that rooftop, there's it's like 4 or 5 guys, machine guns up there, lighting them up like 4th of July, just like that. And it was all like balls to the wall, man. Like I've never, even in training, I've never heard a machine gun team just lay that much hate down. It scared the hell out of me. A bullet cracking right past my ear. So I wake back up. I'm looking around like, okay, where's the fight? And everyone's just chilling, hanging out. I'm like, damn, I knew at that moment, like without a doubt, it's like, I'm messed up, man. I was like, I'm scarred. Something's not right. Our platoon sergeant comes up, and I knew something wasn't right because he was choking up. Like, he had tears in his eyes. I've never seen him like that. And because we were the only ones on that mission out of the 1st platoon, he's like, just want to let you guys know Cop didn't make it. And he cried. He's like, if you guys need anything, let him know, but we got to go out tonight, that level. I was so done, man. I was like, yeah, you're right. Been there, done it, tasted it, I'm good. And I just know that after that last deployment, if I did it again, went back, I'm like, I don't think I would have made it.